So what is a list, right? List is again, it is a collection of multiple values. Okay, it's a collection. Call them array, collection, data structure. Okay, it is collection of multiple values. Okay, so let's say I can define a list L1 as square bracket. Okay, you always put square bracket. Okay, for creating a list. Okay, so when you put a square bracket on right side, that means you are creating a list. And I said list can have multiple values. So you can add 20, 40 maybe. You can add, need not be of same types. Okay, so you can add 20.5, you can add a Boolean. Okay, you can add a string. Okay, you can even add list of list. So in this case, you can even add a list as a member. Okay, each individual will retain its properties. So if it is Boolean, it will retain its Boolean value. Individually, it is individual, but together it is a list. Okay, so together they'll have a different set of properties. So how many elements are there? If I do run print of, okay, len L1. How many elements do you think the L1 has?
6.
First member, second member, third member, 4, 5, and 6. Exactly. So when you run it, you get 6. 6 is your number of elements here, right? Okay. Now, indexing is exactly same as string. So we are not going to spend time. We'll just look at a couple of examples. So if I say print L1 of 1, what do you get? You get 40. So square bracket, okay, we have seen how to use for indexing in string, right? And this is second use of square bracket, okay, to assign a list. So when you assign a list, it is just this is just square bracket, okay? You don't have variable before it, okay? Just square bracket. So that's why you know that I'm declaring a string. Declaring a list. And when you put variable name and square bracket, that means you are trying to access the element from the variable, right? Okay, so L1 of 1 will give us 40, isn't it? That's the index 1 second member,
40.
right? Yes, and you can even say L1 of -1. -1 obviously will be this 246, another list, right? I want the second member of second list, sorry, of inner list. So -1 is your list, right? I'll put another square bracket here and I will say 1. So this is your list here, this one, entire thing. And within this, I have to put another square bracket. So this is like one variable now, right? And now I'm saying 1. So you should get 4 now. Now if I say type of this, what do you get? I say type of this. What is the data type of this? It is integer, isn't it? So if you see, evaluate this first. This will give us 4, right? We have seen previously. This will give us 4. So type of 4 is integer, right?
Integer,
Type
yeah.
of L1 is, okay, type of
List.
L1 is list. Yes, correct. Type of L1 is list. But Okay, but um, the type of L1 of -1 of 1, which is 4, is integer. Yes. Okay. So all the rules that we discussed in string applies here. Now we need to know. Okay, so basic operator. So you can add a list, right? So if L1 is here, and if I say L2, and I add 10, 20, 30, I can simply add L1 plus L2. Okay, if I add L1 plus L2, you get first list of L1, right? This is your L1 followed by L2. Okay, right? So L1 and then followed by L2. Now, uh, if you want to multiply this, right? Multiply with 3 or 2, what happens? L2 will get repeated twice, right? So you have L1 followed, this is L1 and then followed by, okay, 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. Because we have multiplied I2 with 2. Same thing in string also, isn't it? Now, if you have to uh, perform for loop, so for I in, we said string, here you can say L1 or let's say L2, right? And you print I. So I will take first 10, then 20, then 30. Number of iteration that we're going to run is 3 iteration, right? It's going to run 3 times and the value of I is going to be 10, 20, 30, right? You can also say for I in range len of L2 will be 3. That means we are saying run range of 3. Okay, if you print I, in this case, I will take value 0, 1, 2, right? Because range of 3 means I will take 0, 1, 2. And you can say something like this. Here you will have L2 of I. Right? So we are doing indexing here. So L2 of 0, L2 of 1, L2 of 2. Right? So this is another way you can convert into range value, okay, by doing len of, okay, where actual value is not important. You just want the size. But if you want to use the value, you can say I in variable itself. Okay. Now there are some properties, just like string had those values. Sorry, methods. List also has methods. Okay. So let's use some of the methods. If you want to add a member to the list, okay, if you want to add members to a list, so L2, we know what L2 is, right? So let's print L2. L2 is 20, 20, 30, right? Now I want to add a new member to it. So I'll say L2 dot append. Okay, append, let's say we add 40. Okay, so append will add at the end. It's going to add at the end. Okay. Now, so when you run it, you should see 10, 20, 30, 40. Now you have L2 dot, okay, insert. Append and insert both will add value to the list. Difference is append will add at the end. Insert, you need to give the index also. Where do you want to add? Let's say I want to add at the first position. So you'll say 1, comma 50. So when you say 1, comma 50, that means index is 1, second position. So first value will remain as it is, which is currently now 1 here. 20 is 1, right? Each of these will move 1 steps to the right. Each of these will move 1 steps to the right. You see this, right? So this is how your insert can be used. Now this is okay. So it takes index comma value, right? Now you can remove it. Okay, you can delete the element from the list. So there are two ways to delete. One, looking at the index. If you want to delete the first member or second member or third member, right? So we have function called as pop. Pop will take index. Remove element at the index, at the given index. So I want to remove, say, first member. So I'll say 0. So L2 is 10, 50, 20, 30, 40, right? Before we added pop, right? So we expect 10 to go away. So we'll have 50, 20, 30, 40. Okay. So this is pop. Now L2 dot, you have remove, right? Remove will take the value. Let's want to delete 30. So I'll say remove 30. Okay. So it will delete the given value, right? So when I say 30, 30 is gone. Okay. So these are to add and delete from list. Okay, list is mutable. Okay, unlike strings are immutable. You can't edit it, but lists are mutable. You can delete, edit the values. So I can say, okay, L2 of 1 equal to 70, right? So the element at the, we are not adding new. Existing element is 50, 20, 40, right? So I'm saying 20 should become 70. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So when you run it, okay, it became 70. Right?
Yes.
So that's how you can change the value. There's an option called as copy. Okay. So let's say, let me add few more values to it, or fine. Okay. Let it be this one. So I'm going to print L2. After printing L2, let me create L3 and L4. Okay. So L3 is same as L3 equal to L2. Okay. And then L4 equal to L2 dot copy. Okay. So I'm creating two new lists, L3 and L4, and they are based on L2. They're based on L2 value. Okay. Now I'll say print set1 or something like this. And I'm going to say print your L2, we'll print L2. Okay, so we'll say L2 here. L2, right? And print set2. And I'm going to say L3, L4, L4, L3, L3, L4, L4, L3. Right? Now, what I'll do is, okay, if you run L2, L3, L4, it should be same. Okay, that's what we look at before S2. So see, all the L3 lists are same. Okay, 50, 70, 40. Now what I do is I make some edits. Okay, so I'll say L2 dot append. Okay, 45. Okay, L2 dot append 45, L3, L4. Okay, I'll add to 65, 55. Okay, so I'm appending value to each of these three lists. Okay, now see the output and tell me what is the difference that you notice. What do you notice here? Look at the compare set1 and the operation we did and the output that we got in set2. Look and tell me what you notice.
45 and 55 is added. In L4, 65.
So what is that's the output, right? But what do you notice? No? You don't notice anything here? You don't see anything? You don't see anything at all?
Like number of values in the list has been increased, that I have noticed. But
That's the only thing that you notice?
L2 and L3
and
have same ID.
L4 is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking about the ID. I'm asking about the output. What did you see the output here?
Yeah. L2 and L3 same and L4 is different. L
Yes. So when you say equal to, right? Okay. If you say L3 equal to, both are pointing to the same data. Both are pointing to the same list. Okay. They are not different. It's like giving another name. It's like giving another name. It's like, you know, you have a name and I give you another name. So whether I call you by your pet name or your certificate name, you'll still respond to me. It's like that. Okay. The point so it's called shallow copy. So it is not doing copy. Okay. It is just renaming each other. Okay. It's called sorry. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. So did you understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah, when you like give equal list, I mean the same copy, like you will get the same one. I mean like a copy one.
Yeah. So this is called deep copy. Okay. Not shallow copy. This is deep copy. Deep copy means it will return you the exact, same name. Okay. And when you create copy, okay, this is called shallow copy. Okay. That means it will create a copy from then and, okay, it's different.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
till 48 same and you give 65. Right.
Exactly. So even though I'm adding to L2, even though I'm adding to L3, but both are, showing it as if, but see, L2 I added only 45, but even for 55 is added. L3 I added only 55, but 45 got added first in 55. So they are same, right? They have two
Yeah,
names.
L2 equal to L3.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is what we call as deep copy. Okay. Deep copy is, as behaving as if they are same. Okay. And then you have shallow copy, okay, which is shallow copy, which is, what does shallow copy do? It'll create a duplicate copy. So when you say photocopy, right, when you go and take a Xerox, right, photocopy of a paper, it is creating a shallow copy. Okay, so the moment you get a,
Like a negative. We
yes,
can call that.
yeah. So the moment you take copy, that's when everything is same. But then after that, you make any changes to original or to copy, they are not interlinked, right? Okay. But when you talk about the previous, equal to deep copy, it doesn't matter what you do. So when you see here, they have exactly same ID, right? Well, this is ID, memory location where the data is stored, the memory. Okay. The ID is same because they are same. And this is a different copy. So that's why it's getting copy, yes. Okay. So apart from that, you have few more other functions. So L2 dot append we did, copy we did, remove we did, pop we did, insert, count. Okay. Count will tell you how many specific values are there. So, okay, in this I say 70. Okay. So obviously if here we have all same values, right? So you get either 1 or 0. If it is there, it is there, right? So you get 1, right? But let's say if I add one more to it, I say L3 dot append, right? Not add. Okay, 70. So now we got 270 in the list. It's 70 here and 70 here. So you got count 2. Okay, so count will tell you how many elements are there. Similarly, if I say L2 dot, okay, insert reverse, it will reverse the list. Okay, so whatever is in first position will becomes last position, last becomes first. So, okay, it reverses the list. Okay, oops, this does not return any value. Okay, you need to put it here, reverse it, and then you can print L2. Okay, so reverse will simply reverse the list. So what was first? Okay, so here you see last became first, 55, 70, 45, okay, 40, 70, and 50. Just reverses the list. You can sort the list. Okay, you can say L2 dot sort. So after reversing, I'm sorting it. Okay, so see, now it is putting in the increasing order 40, 45, 50, 55, 70, 70. So it will sort in the increasing order. Okay, extend. Extend is like saying L2 equal to L2 plus whatever we give. So let's say if I say L2 plus L3 extend, so you say L2 dot extend. Okay, L2 plus L3. Now you print L2. L2 is when you say add, it is returning you a new list. But when you say extend, it will extend the existing list only. So L2 becomes L3. Right? Okay. Now,
Swapnil,
yes.
so when you, I mean, in line number 44, when you write print L2, but originally L2 is 50, 70, 40, right? So why would it print reverse?
Because I said reverse, no. Reverse will reverse the value in the list. I'll ask you to, if I give you a list and I ask you reverse this list, what will you do? You'll put 70, 70, 55, 50, 45, 40, 70, 70, 55, 40, right? Same thing is reverse is doing here. Because you're asking it to reverse it. That's why it's reversing it. Yes? No.
So inside it should be something like print L2 reverse, something like that. I mean, because L2 originally is 50, 70, 40. And when we
Correct.
say
But I'm
print
saying
L2, it should be.
reverse. I'm asking you to reverse it. No. So I'm asking you to reverse it. So you're reversing it. Now you're printing it. So it will print the reverse value. It is reversing the list itself. Let's say you put you have a bag, okay, and you put stuff just like that, whatever. Okay, so you have stacked the thing. Maybe you're putting some books, maybe let's say. In a bag you have books, 5 books. You have put the bag. So that's the bag is your list, and those books are your members. Now, if I ask you to, can you reverse the order of the book that you have put in? So you'll take it and just put it upside down, right? So whatever was first will become first. What last, what was first, second will become second, last, isn't it? So this is what you're saying. So your bag will have same 5 number of books only, but now the books order will be different, isn't it?
Mm, I mean, I was just wondering if inside print it should come reverse, L2 dot reverse.
Inside print only it is printing. Print, what does print do? Print will print whatever you junk you give, it will print. So
Mhm.
print is not reversing. What is reversing is reverse. When you print only, you will see. Printing is to show you what's happening. Printing is to print on the screen. So print is not going to reverse it. What is reversing it? When you say type, what is giving you the data type? Type is giving the data type.
Yeah, print is just printing. So print reverse of
Print,
L2,
why do I have to give
something
print
like
to-
that it should be.
No. So why should I give print to reverse it? So after reversing it, you don't see, right? Only when 44 I give L2, that's when you see it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So when I'm saying count here, this count is not doing the print is not doing the count. Okay. I can print it here, and count is giving me a value. So I'm going to say total count. Okay, equal to. Now I'm printing total count here. So total count is giving me total count. Okay, so I'm just printing it. So count will return value saying, okay, this is the total count. This is not returning, this is changing itself. Sort is changing itself. So you are changing within the list. Here you're not doing within the list. You are
So
returning
for yeah, so for 42, you could give another name like R of
That's what I'm
L2 or
saying. You're
reverse of
not,
L2, and then
you
you
are
can say
reverse.
print R
No,
L2.
no. You're reversing in your own bag. You are not giving me in my bag. I asked you to reverse it. You're reversing in your own bag. If I asked you give me the books, I will put it in my bag reversing, then I'll get a new bag. Here you're not creating a new list. You're creating, or you're doing changes in your same list. Here count, you cannot give, so you're giving me the count. If I ask you, okay, so take this example. You ask how many books do you have? You have to speak out saying 5, isn't it? You're saying 5. You're not keeping quiet and I know by itself. No, you're saying out. So this is, you're telling me 5. But if I tell you reverse it, will you speak anything? No, you'll quietly do it. So this is quietly doing it. You don't have to tell me that, I'm doing. Okay. You simply reverse it. Okay. So function can return, method can return some value, or quietly will do it. When it does quietly, you will speak what? Okay. So if I say here print, you will see, you'll speak what? What will you speak? If I ask to reverse the list, none. You'll speak none. You'll speak nothing. So that's why you're not saying anything, but you're still reversing it. So reverse is happening
Mhm.
here, but you're not telling me anything. But if I ask you what is the count, you'll tell me 2, 5, 3, whatever. So you're giving me the value. Here you're not giving me the value. You're simply changing the list.
Mhm.
Right? Same thing with sort. As I sort it, we'll sort it in alphabetical order. Okay, you don't have to tell me that I have sorted it. You just say sort it, and so next time when I see your bag, it will be in sorted order.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yeah. So when you see list, that means sorry, none. That means you know that it is not returning you anything. It is doing the job. Okay, probably. How do you know? You have to run the value and see. But definitely, it is not telling you that I'm doing it. Okay. Okay. So count, extend we have done. What else is left? Index. Okay. Now index is you give a value and it will tell you the index at which value is present. So if I say L2 dot index. So see index takes object, start and stop, right? So if I just give the value here, so this is the new list, right? So if I say 50, okay, so what do you think the output would be? 2, right? Index of 50 is 2. It will give you the index of the first matching value. Okay. So by default, when you do like this, it is like printing L2 dot index, okay, 50, and they are saying 0 till the end, okay. But I don't want first, I want second one. So what I'll do here, I will capture the value, whatever index it's giving. I'm going to say int equal to, and this is exactly like the yesterday's example that we do with string. So index of 50. So int is the index of first 50. I want to find the second 50. So instead of giving 0, I will say int plus 1. I'm saying from whatever, let's say here you get 2. So from 3 onwards, give me the 50 index. I don't want before 3. From 3 onwards, you give me the index of 50 that is appearing. So this will be your index of the second 50. 8 is the index of second 50.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You have to count from 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Very much like yesterday's example. Yesterday we did that example, right? It is similar
Yeah.
to. Okay. So these are the methods in string. Okay. Now, of course, it has less methods compared to string, but it is more powerful. Strings does require more methods because string is little complex because of the size. It can have any number of characters and it can have uppercase, lowercase, title case, capitalize, right? All those things. So obviously, you get more there, and you can their numbers is different, strings characters are different, alphabets are different, special characters. Okay, but for our analysis we are going to use list a lot. Okay, list, numpy, pandas that we're going to do later. These are the things that we're going to use a lot. Okay, so this is something you need to practice well. Now let's write a program. Okay, we'll practice few of these things. Okay, so let me put it here, going back to v1. So let's say you want to input marks of 5 students, right? So we did this example earlier. Um, Before we did the loop, we actually printed 5, right? Marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4. Then when in the loop, we said marks, and we started reading all the values. So what we did, we said for marks in 5 subjects, right? So for I in range 5, correct? And we said marks equal to int of input, right? Enter the marks in subject, okay, plus str of I plus 1, right? So, and then, sorry, I plus 1, and then you said plus, right? So str of this plus this, right? So you get marks here. And obviously to calculate sum, what we did, we said sum equal to 0, and you say sum plus equal to marks, right? So, and then we printed the sum. Total marks obtained. Okay, so we can say average and mark, right? Okay, so F total marks obtained is total marks, no, sum, right? And average is
Average.
sum by 5, right? This is what we did earlier. So what we saw was that the marks would get lost, right? Because second time you run the loop, the marks will get the second value. The first marks is lost, correct? First marks is lost. Second time when you run it, you get second set of marks, right? Okay, so how do we make sure that we capture the marks? I want to see the marks later for whatever purpose. I want to compare the result. So in this case, you can use a list. So I'm going to say a marks list or something like that. Okay, equal to blank. Okay, so I'm defining a empty list. And after reading the marks here, I'm going to say marks list dot append, right? And then you append the marks to it. Okay, so I can display total marks here. Print list of marks, and then you say marked list, right? So now when we run it, what happens? Enter mark subject 1, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99. You see list of marks. So you have captured the marks. Okay, we saved it into a list before the new value got added, right? And of course, the average and sum remains the same. Okay, so this is where you can add append the marks. Okay, now I want to do it for multiple students. I want to do it for multiple students. So your so what we'll do is, in this case, okay, we will add first value. Okay, so we're going to create marks list. So marks list will have first value as student number, student ID. Okay, student ID. Then 5 values will be your marks. Then the seventh one, right? Because 1 is ID, 5 is value. So 7th will have sum, and 8th will have average. Okay, so one list will capture everything. One list will capture the student ID also, the 5 subject marks also, sum also, average also, and we'll print it last. Okay, so how do we do that? We need to have multiple students, isn't it? So to have multiple students, we need to create list of lists. So, but before that, we need to have loop, correct? You need to have loop. Okay, so what kind of loop you want to have? So we'll have while loop, right? While true, and we'll ask the user ch equal to input enter n to stop, okay, and okay, enter to continue. Okay, so when C is true, that's when you stop, right? If C is false, we'll continue. We just enter here. Okay, so I'm going to say if ch, okay, if ch, that means if C is true, then break, right? Simple. Okay, so this is to make the infinite loop, and when you want to stop, you put some character and say enter, it'll stop. Okay, now here you have marks. Now we need another list which will store all the marks, right? So we'll call it as marks master list or something. Okay. Okay, sum is 0, fine, marks is 0. But now I need to enter the student ID, correct? So you can ask the user to enter the student ID. Okay. Uh, okay. So I'm going to say ID equal to input. I don't want to convert into text, right? It could be text also, a number also, doesn't matter. Okay, we are going to compare the value, right? Not do any operation on it. So I'm going to say input, enter the student ID, correct? And the first value that need to enter into marks list has to be student ID, right? So I say append ID. So now ID is added, okay? Or I say, because ID is a inbuilt function, it will work, but better, good practice is that don't try to do it, okay? Make it something different. So ID student equal to input, enter the student ID, marks dot list append. So this is getting added. And now we are adding the marks to it. Okay, fine. Now instead of printing it, okay, we will not print it here, we'll print it later, okay, when we are out of the loop. So now you say here, this is your sum, right? And then we calculate average. So average equal to sum by 5. And then I'm going to first append sum and then the average. So marks list, okay, dot append. Okay, first we'll add the sum. Okay, then we say marks list dot append, add the average. So sum and average is done. Okay, now before you break, right, before we go to the, okay, we are done, right? Now what we have to do is we have to save in the master list, isn't it? So marks master list dot append, and you say marks list. So this marks list is the list is getting added to master list. Okay. And when you stop it and when you come out of this, and you can say print master list. Master list, and I'm going to say /n, print in the next line. I'm going to say marks master list. Okay, do you understand what I did here? Okay, we are getting this simple for loop and we are inputting marks of, okay, all the student here, and we are adding to marks list, right? So end of this one iteration of for loop, you'll have 5 marks added to the list. But before that we added ID, and after that we added sum and average. So you should technically have 8 values added in the list. But before we complete this inner loop and go to the second student, we will save it in a master list. Just saving in a master list, and it will go up again, saving the master list, 8 values, right? So it'll have all 8 values. And of course, if you want to break it, this is to break it, right? Now let's run and see if it is working fine or not. So student ID 1, marks 44, 44, 44, 44, 44. Okay, and let's see it works. So first let's enter something. Okay, so what happened? You have 1, okay, 5 values, sum, average. Okay, it worked correctly. I just wanted to test it, so it worked correctly. Okay, whatever we have done. Now let's do it for multiple students. Sorry, student ID 1000. Okay, subject marks 99, 88, 77, 66, 55. Right? Continue. Yes. Oh, I forgot to enter student ID. So it will be blank there. Okay, fine. Okay, so okay. So anyway, let's continue. I don't want to waste the effort that we have put in. 33, 44, 55, 66, 77. Right? Continue? Yes, continue. Now I'll say 1003. Okay. Now we'll add one more. So let's say 77, 55, 99, 66, 88. Right? And now I'm going to stop it. Okay. So this is the list that is created by this program. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So here I'll make it 1002, let's say. So I don't want to run this big program again and again. So I'm going to cut it and move it to backup file. Okay. We'll move to our backup file. Now we're coming back to P1. Okay. We have this list. Now, if you see this, this is like, okay. So this is like a list, right? And it has list of values. So what if I do len of marks and okay, let me assign it, okay, so that we don't have to or I'll just simply say master list. Master list equal to, okay, and then okay. So tell me, if I do len of master list, what will I get? Fast. I've already done all these things. If I do len of master list, what will I get?
3.
Of course, 3. Yes, you're right. You will get 3 because it has 3 lists. Now, if I say len of master list of 0, then
8.
perfect. Okay, you get 8. Okay, now I want to print average of all the students. I want to print average of all the students. What should I do? Of course, there are more than one student. I have to use for loop, right? For I in range. What should I give here? How many students are there?
Here 3.
Yeah, len of master list. Correct? Len of master list is number of student. Okay. Now how to print the average? So
Sum by, I mean like,
no, already average is here, right? So why do you have to do sum by, right? So you
yeah,
say print, okay, master list. Now if I say master list, okay, master, it will print all the values, right? All the 3 sets, okay, 3 list, okay, master list, right? So master list, this is entire thing is a master list. So it's going to print it 3 times, entire master list. So we don't want entire master list. We want, okay, we want for, yeah, we want for 0, 1 and 2. So I have to say master list of 0 or I in this case, right? First I want first list, second list, third list. So I'll say master list of I. So when I say master list of I, now you see first list, second list, third list. But within this, I want this -1, last element. So I say, okay, -1. Now you'll get average of all the students. First student is 77, 55. I want to print ID and average. So I'll copy this whole stuff and I'll say, okay, maybe I'll put some colon here to differentiate. Okay, so okay, ID is what? 0. Column 0 will have ID, right? So now when you run it, so this is the student and this is the marks. Student ID, marks, student ID and marks. Yes? I want to
Yes.
know, yes, I want to know highest of each marks. I want to know highest of each marks. So highest of each mark, sorry, what I'm talking about, highest of each
So
subject,
I have
right?
each to, I mean like,
It's
that
subject.
only.
Yes, it's subject, right? So first subject is 88, 44, 55. It should give 88. Second subject is 77, 55, 99. It should give me 99. Okay, same, so 66. Here 88, right? So now again, I have to iterate through the list. So let me copy and paste it. So and we'll make some changes. Okay. Have to begin from somewhere, right? So I'm going to say highest marks in each subject. Okay, and have highest marks in each subject. Okay, so I have to iterate through this list. So first list, second list, third list. Now in this case, okay, okay, let's first of all, what I need to do is I need to, okay, print the marks of first subject. Only then I will try to find highest next, right? See, we have so many numbers, right? We have 8 into 3, 24 numbers. Out of 24 numbers, which are those 3 numbers? First, we figure out those 3 numbers, okay, step by step, right? Step by step, we have to solve it. So first, we figure out which are those 3 numbers. Then it becomes easy to find the highest of those 3 numbers, right? So how do I get marks of subject 1? Okay, now subject 1 is your inner index of 1, 2, 3, not 0, right? It has to be 1. So if I run this, do you get the marks of 3 subjects? 99, 33, 77. Yes, you see, right? So you have to play around with it to know. Okay, so I have to do this. Understood? Master list is giving us access to each row, and within each row, we want column 1. So we said column 1 here, right? So now, how do you define maximum value? So we will put maximum value, okay, as minus something, minus 99, okay, to begin with. Now I'm going to check, okay, I'm going to comment this part. I'm going to check if, okay, max is less than master list of ij, okay. That means if max is less, then you swap the max with this value. Max equal to this value, right? Otherwise, if max is greater than this, then we don't need to swap, right? That's it. Now you can actually, after loop ends, okay, print maximum marks in subject 1 is max, right? Let's see if we got it right or not. Is it 99? Yes, 99, 33, 77, right? So first we start with minus 99. So obviously, if you compare with first value, 99 is bigger. So 99 is saved into max, and next 2 values, max is greater. So max will not do any change here. So you get max marks subject 1. Okay. Now this is about doing it for one subject. This whole thing has to repeat for multiple subjects, isn't it? How many subjects? 3 subjects. So another, I have to put one more loop. So this is logic to get marks, highest marks in one subject. The entire logic has to repeat 3 more times. Okay. So 3 more times, I'm going to say for, okay, subject code, okay, subcode, I'll say in range of 5. In this case, either you say, 0 to, because see here, our index is 1 to 5, right? 1 to 5 is the subject code. So you can directly say 1, 6, right? If you don't want to put +1, +1, 1, 6, right? Now, where all subject code should be added? Subject code should be added here. Okay, instead of 1, we want to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Anywhere else in the output also, here also, we have to say subject code. And you put F here. And when you run it, tell me, is it correct or not? Did we get it? 99, 88, 99, 66, 88. Yes. Right? So this is how you can use whatever we have learned together to perform some operation here. Okay. So with that, we finish our list topic as well.